fascinating episode of Backstage with Boria with Michael Clarke, and today it's about the England series. India versus England. Michael and I had done his podcast, the Beyond 23 podcast in Australia, and I'd asked him then. I had said, "Do you give India a chance?" And he said, "Yes, I do." And he had mentioned Jasprit Bumrah. He had said, "If Jasprit Bumrah is playing, I do give India a chance." And then he went on to describe why. Thankfully, Jasprit Bumrah is going to play. Will possibly not play all, but will play. And by the way, Michael also had a chance of speaking to Jasprit Bumrah during the IPL. Michael, how do you set up the England series for me? Do you still give India a chance?
Yes, I do give them a chance, but it's a lot more inexperienced team than the one I expected to be on a plane to England. I think no Rohit Sharma, no Virat Kohli. Oh, it's huge. I've spoken a lot about Rohit Sharma's captaincy, and I think tactically he was brilliant. So I think that will be missed. Now, that doesn't mean to say, it happens in all sport. Players come, players go. People retire and the game moves on. So that doesn't mean a new captain isn't the worst thing for India. I'm not saying that. It's just Rohit's made that decision and that's his time. Virat, he's batting, an absolute superstar. To be so successful, so consistently over his career, very, very hard to replace someone like that. But again, I say the same thing. Somebody retires, give somebody else an opportunity. The main thing for me, though, is the Indian bowling attack. So we're all aware that Bumrah is not going to play 5 tests. So which test matches is he going to play? Does he play the first 3 in a row? You win the series and the last 2 don't matter? I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it's going to have to be spaced out because the reason he's not going to play 5 is for his body. And then I also saw no Shami in the squad as well. Again, another experienced player, very good swing bowler. I think him missing the Australian series was huge. I think if he was in Australia and Bumrah was fully fit for all the test matches, it would have been a very different series. So there are some questions in and around this Indian squad that's going. But the one thing we always see about India, and the IPL has been the easiest way for people to notice it and recognise it and respect it, is you guys produce, I'll say, more talent than any other country in the world. There is so much talent in this country. And it's not just T20 cricket. It's all cricket. You got guys making double hundreds, triple hundreds in first class cricket. Very rarely do you have that in a country like Australia. I think talent-wise, India will always be in safe hands. It's just how soon is this series for some of these players. 5 test matches in England is tough cricket.
Let me break this down. I mean, you mentioned the bowling. Let's get to that. I mean, you commentated during the IPL. All of us listened to you and celebrated you. You've watched Arshdeep Singh bowl, left arm late swing.
Very skillful.
Mohammad Siraj bowl. You have advocated the return of Kuldeep Yadav and he's back as the premier spinner. So if I take that bowling attack, largely it will be Bumrah, Siraj, Arshdeep and Kuldeep, maybe with a Nitish Reddy or a Shardul Thakur as kind of backup. So when you see that, a Bumrah, an Arshdeep, a Siraj and a Kuldeep Yadav.
Very good. Very good attack. But you're not going to have Bumrah for 5 test matches. And Shami, it's the experience as well. That's the key. Look, again, I think there's enough talent to win the series in the Indian squad. It's just experience. And like I say, I found playing in India and playing in England in test match cricket the 2 hardest places. They're the 2 biggest series, but they're the 2 hardest places to win. England is just one of those places that you need confidence, you need self-belief, and playing in the conditions and having success there generally gives you that. So for a lot of these players, it's going to be their first time to play a 5 test match series in those conditions. Now, that doesn't mean you can't win. The positive with that is you can play fearless cricket because you don't know what you don't know. So you don't have scars or you don't have fear. So that could be a positive. I just think if you had a fully fit playing 5 test matches Bumrah with a Shami, with a Virat Kohli's experience and class, with an experienced tactician in Rohit Sharma, I think it looks like a very, very different squad. I love seeing Kuldeep Yadav there. I do. I think he's earned the right to be India's first pick spinner. I think he's a match winner. I think he's an X factor, and I think he will be defining. If India wins the series, I think Kuldeep Yadav, he could be the difference. He's that big a player, in my opinion, in this Indian team.
He was on my show. He was on my show, and I had a long interview with him, and he said, I mentioned what you said to him, by the way. I said it on the show, and he said, very kind of Michael Clarke. But what he went on to say is, he said, with experience, I'm calmer. I'm trying to read the batter in the mind.
Yes.
That's where the change is, not just the pace and all of that in the bowling, but I'm trying to outwit the batsman in the mind and anticipate what the next shot is. So Kuldeep seemed to me to be in a very good mental space, which should be good for India.
He's as confident and bowling as well as I've ever seen him. He is so ready for this opportunity. I think, with a lot of players, and it takes time, but once you feel ready to own your position, it's the best feeling in the world. You want, as a bowler, you want the ball in your hand. When the team's under pressure, you want to bowl those overs. When you need a wicket, you want to bowl. As a batsman, it's the same. You nearly sit there waiting to bat, hoping somebody gets out because you want to get out there so badly. That's when you know you're playing your best. And I think Kuldeep is one of those guys at the moment that he wants the big stage. He wants the pressure moment. He believes he can win India a game of cricket. He believes he can take a wicket when no one else can. You want those guys in your team.
What he also said, and that's the last one before I move on to others, he said, when they're playing the baseball kind of cricket, I always have a chance. He says, England will attack me. Unlike some of the other teams which might just defend, I know these guys will come after me. And the moment they do that, I have a chance. So I'm confident of winning the battle because I will always have a chance.
Well, planning is very important, and I think India will plan well. I think they'll look at how England have played in the past couple of years under Brendan McCullum, and I think they'll know. And Kuldeep already, he knows what he's in for. So I guess information is power. To sit and watch, look at footage, at individual batters, how they go about it, how they play spin bowling or fast bowling. England, look at England as a team, what they're going to try and do in their own backyard. What are the conditions going to be like? The more you can plan, the better. I think that the fact there's a few first-class games as well for India before they play their first Test match, I think is brilliant preparation. I like hearing that a couple of the guys, I think KL Rahul, and there was somebody else
played the second the warm-up game also.
I love that. I think it's brilliant from those guys to get over there and want to try and get used to the conditions as much as you can. So, look, I'm saying India is a chance. There's no doubt about it. I think you would be very silly to ever write India off. They've shown it in all formats. They got good enough talent. They got a good enough team. It's just about now the execution in those conditions. Like I say, over 5 Test matches, it's tough cricket.
Michael Clarke, you are defined also as leader, not just as a batter, 115 tests and all that, but your leadership. Now, when you look as captain and leader at someone like Shubman, Gill and Rishabh Pant, new pair, replacing 2 huge players, Virat Kohli first, then Rohit Sharma, captain, Shubman Gill takes over. You watched him very closely while commentating for the IPL. You watched him in Australia. Your thoughts on Shubman Gill as leader and batter, and also Rishabh Pant?
Yeah, look, I like them both. I really do. I think Rishabh makes a very good vice captain. He's the wicket keeper as well, so he's in a good position to be involved with the game every single ball and to communicate with his leader, with his captain. Shubman Gill, I think tactically was very good in the IPL. Look, first and foremost, he will want to make runs because that then it's the easiest way to earn respect from your teammates. Captaincy is something on top of that. I think it's going to be a challenge for anyone that's captaining 5 Test matches in England because it's tough cricket. But I think Shubman, I think he can do it. I think tactically he's good enough. I think we have to be patient and give him time. I think he's got a lot of talent around him and some good experienced players. To me, someone like Bumrah on that tour, I think Bumrah did a very good job when he captained in Australia. So if I'm Shubman, I'm trying to go and speak to these players, use those senior players, use players that have led before. I think that's really important, and I think he'll do that. Look, I don't know him that well, but he seems like a really good guy. He seems like the right character to lead. He loves winning. Technically batting, I think he's a superstar in the making. I think he's got all the shots. I think he's a 3 format player. I think he just needs some time. He'll get that self-belief in Test cricket, and I think he's good enough to dominate Test cricket. There's no doubt about it. I just think with the captaincy, everyone just has to be patient, give him some time. But tactically in the IPL, I thought he did really well.
And Rishabh Pant, real solid test match player. That is his favoured format. He got 100 in the last game, which should give him a little bit of confidence. But more importantly, in red ball cricket, that's the format Rishabh Pant prefers.
Yeah, look, I was so happy for Rishabh Pant to see him make 100 in that last game. I just think he's one of those players everyone wants to see do well. It's a couple of years. There's been some tough times as well, coming back from surgery, and a lot of talk. Will he play cricket again? He's worked so hard. He deserves good results. So I saw him after the game when he made that 100 for LSG, and I was over the moon for him. He's the star. There's no doubt about it. Again, all 3 formats. He's around the group all the time. His keeping gets better every single day. I think he kept really well throughout the IPL. Again, he had challenges with batting, but that's what I'm saying. You're trying to be wicket keeper, top order batsman, captain as well. And highest paid player. There's a lot that goes into, your body, your mind can only take so much. So he's got to try and find a way in regards to IPL to balance that out, to get the best out of him. He did it in the last game with the bat. I've no doubt he will find a way to do that. I like him being vice captain. I think he'll be very important for Shubman Gill. I think they've got to work together. But yeah, he's been phenomenal in Test cricket already. Throughout his career, he'll continue to get better. Rishabh Pant. I think he's very confident with his own game at the moment. I think the vice captaincy will help that self-belief as well. And like I say, I think you got 2 guys now, captain and vice captain. Then, if all goes to plan and they play the cricket that they want to play, they could be there for a long time.
You watched this guy very closely. You commentated in the semi-final, the playoffs, in the IPL, the final. You've seen Shreyas Iyer very close, evolve in this IPL as leader and all of that. India has picked Karun Nair. India has picked Sarfaraz Khan in the A team and Karun Nair in the main team. Would you have advocated the inclusion of Shreyas Iyer because of the form that he is in, plus the leadership and all of that? Trick missed.
Look, 2020 cricket is different to Test cricket. I don't know Shreyas Iyer's first-class record last year, so I don't know. I'm assuming
with an average of 70.
I was going to say, I'm assuming it would be good. He's batting beautifully. There's no doubt about it. Look, at the end of the day, the selectors pick who they think is best for that tour, and they go with that. And I'm not one to be critical. It's not the Australian team. I don't know enough about all the players, I think, to get involved with that. I think the one thing with Shreyas Iyer that has impressed me, the last game against Mumbai Indians, I was on commentary and I made it very clear. Shreyas Iyer wants to play for India. He wants to be spoken about like all these great players. Then this is the moment. He has to stand up in that semi-final. And he did. He batted a class above everybody else. He owned that moment, owned that stage, got his team home. His team were losing wickets. He was brilliant. Now, that's what international players do. They can own that and they can win the game off their own back. Now he's got the final as well of the IPL. Same thing. The expectation doesn't change when you're one of the best players. Virat Kohli, every time he walks out to bat, that expectation is there. Now, Shreyas Iyer, same thing. If he continues to perform like this, I don't think you can continue to not select him. All you can do is score runs as a batsman, stand up on the biggest stage, and then the selectors will have to pick you. And Shreyas Iyer has done amazing. This IPL, captaincy, tactically, with the bat, leading from the front, dealing with pressure, everything you want from your international players. So, even his attitude around not being selected, when I've heard him speak about that, I think it's been respectful. He's disappointed, but he respects the selectors make their decision. I just got to keep performing. I think that's the right attitude. That's what you want from any player that's not selected. And when he gets that chance, he then has to grab it with both hands. But the other thing as well, you don't want to disrespect the players that have been picked. They get their opportunity. They get the chance to make the most of that in England in tough conditions. If they're good enough, then that's also, you've got to pay that respect.
One more question on India before my final couple of questions on England. KL Rahul, again, back at opening, will be massive. In Australia, he looked good at the start of the series.
Yeah.
And sort of moved him up and down. If KL Rahul bats well at the top of the order, has that extra time, India's opening, Yashasvi Jaiswal, KL Rahul, you have talked about how important that is. And a key player at number 3 may be Sai Sudarshan. Again, someone you watched very closely for Gujarat Titans. So word on KL Rahul, Yashasvi Jaiswal and Sai Sudarshan, your analysis if the three can stand up in England.
I think it's a really good three, to be honest. I think the two openers complement each other. KL Rahul in Australia was phenomenal. When he opened the batting, his discipline to let the ball go, I think, was so important and will be so important in England conditions. Now, sometimes in England with the Duke ball, it can be good to bat for the very first 10 overs because the ball, when it's brand new, mightn't swing as much. 10 overs in, once one side gets a little bit rougher, then you get the ball to swing a lot more in England. So that, as an opening batsman, allows you to get in and have a look before it starts to swing. So again, a lot will depend on what pitches they prepare, and most importantly in England, what the weather's like above. When the sun's out, it's as good as batting as anywhere in the world. When it's overcast, the ball can move around. I think KL technically, he can adapt to that. He's got good defence. He's very balanced, front foot, back foot, leaves the ball well. That's what I saw in Australia. That's what I've seen throughout his career. Again, I think he goes into this series full of confidence, and that's important. I think those three, Sai's been unbelievable. A young left-hander with all the shots. But when
Very
I've watched him
Ganguly.
bat, honestly, he's the thing that's impressed me the most, how balanced he is. So a lot of times at the start of your innings, a lot of batters can fall across the crease, stay leg side of the ball, which opens up that outside edge. He's so still, which tells me he's good. He's very good technically, but he's watching the ball closely. His eyes are level and he's seeing the ball very early. I think he could be another one of these Indian players that has the potential to be an absolute superstar. And it's not just Test cricket. He's an all three form player. So that's what I say. You can look at the experience that's not in this Indian team or Indian squad, but in regards to talent, it is unbelievable. And I can't wait. I'm going to Lords. I'm coming to watch the third Test match because I
So
want to
we must
see.
catch up.
I want to see this Indian team play. I think they are going to be phenomenal.
Fantastic. I look forward to catching up with you at Lords. But
I can't wait.
when you said Sai Sudarshan, I went back to Lords of 1996 and Saurav Ganguly. First 200s and the rest is history. Very, came in first Test match. Australia wasn't great for him in 92. Debut at
Yeah.
Lords, then Trent Bridge, and who knows, Sai Sudarshan. Coming to my last question and on England. When I look at the England team, Archer will not play, maybe maximum will play one Test. Injured is that. Atkinson injured again. When I look, no Broad, no Anderson. Relatively new look attack. Yes, it's a good attack, but
Is
again,
Wood fit?
experience.
Is Michael Wood fit?
Yes, so far, Mark Wood should be.
Mark
should
Wood.
be,
Sorry, Mark Wood. Yeah, sorry.
but Archer definitely not. Maybe
Yeah, okay.
maximum Test. But Atkinson, I don't. No Broad, no Anderson. This is not an attack where India will be scared. India should not be scared. Shoaib Bashir picked wickets against Zimbabwe. India will not bother about that at
Nah.
all. So England, and when I see the batting, Joe Root, yes, brilliant, but against a left arm, against say Jamie Smith, right, at number 7, better than Ben Foakes, but has never played somebody like a Kuldeep Yadav. So
Yeah.
India has a chance there when I see this England lineup. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I don't think they should fear. I think they should go there confident. Definitely. I think this Indian team has plenty of reasons to walk out there and play fearless cricket. No doubt about it. I think no Jofra Archer, I think is a big miss. I think Test cricket has missed Jofra, to be honest. I think he's a star. I love seeing him playing. When he gets it right and he's fit, he's as good as anyone. So England have missed him and will continue to miss him if he's not available for every Test match. Mark Wood's. I think I like seeing Mark Wood in England's attack because he offers something different. He's got that speed. You can bowl him in short spells. He's aggressive. I like seeing him in their 11 as well. So how many Test matches can he play? Could be defining as well. Of course, no Anderson, no Broad. They were unbelievable. They were a great partnership. So very hard to replace those two bowlers. I think England will be confident. There's no doubt about it. I think Ben Stokes being fully fit again, batting and bowling, is a massive plus for them. I think they're very set on how they want to play. They've made it very clear that they're going to play that aggressive brand of cricket. But that does present opportunities for India. But I don't see any reason why India should go there circumspect or unsure. I think you go out, hard as you can, play the brand of cricket that this team's best playing, back the individuals to play their natural game. And, you've got that youth now, or you've got those players now in your squad that haven't been around for a long time. So there should be so much energy, excitement, yes, some nerves, but I think embrace that. I think it's exciting for this Indian team. I think, we will always remember, Virat and Rohit. They're no longer a part of this test team. And I think they deserve so much respect for what they've given Indian cricket, not just test cricket, but Indian cricket. So I think the best way to pay that respect and pay it forward is to walk out there and play the greatest brand of cricket that you know. Play the way you love watching Rohit bat, or Rohit captain, or Virat bat. In the field, create that energy that you see Virat Kohli still create in the IPL. I think their legacy is the way they played. And now these young Indian players get the opportunity to go and start their own legacy.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. I'll end there. Prediction? You see India competing, winning at least 1, 2?
Well, no, I'm still. Look, before Virat and Rohit retired, I had India winning the series, and then I had Australia beating England in our Ashes series as well. I'll say it's going to be tied. It's going to be 3-2. There you go. I'm going for India. I'm going to watch the Lord's Test. I'm going to watch India play at Lord's. I don't ever watch Australia play at Lord's. So I'm going for India. I want India to win 3-2.
Fantastic, Michael Clarke. Absolute joy. We'll catch up at Lord's and wherever you want. I mean,
Can't wait, buddy.
Smooth, unless you get mobbed. The drink is on me. The meal is on me. So everything is on me if India does well at Lord's.
I can't wait.
Saurav, me and Nasser had taken one of those next to Swiss Park, one of those ice cream places. Really nice. We are up for one. So
I can't wait to see you, buddy.
Michael Clarke, always a pleasure. Absolute
Thank you, man.
Talk to you. Thank you
very
much.
Kind, buddy. Thanks for having me.